Oh. What's up? Hello, hello, hello. What's poppin'? What's everyone doing? Vasily, hello. Pietra, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but hey, you know what? It's okay. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes before we officially get started. What's up? How are you guys? Sorry, I'm just getting my live set up on my TikTok as well. Hi, Mallory. How are you? You're right. The ceiling fan. Me. Yeah, because I'm like 6'6". So I'm kind of huge, not gonna lie. Kind of fairly large. Just a little bit. What's up, TikTok? How are you guys? Let's make sure they're connected. Okay. So we're gonna wait a couple more minutes. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, it's Christina. Yep, it's Spencer. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes just so I can see how many people I can get onto my YouTube live stream. And then I'm just gonna be doing like a Q&A for you guys because I'm pretty bored and I thought that would be fun. Oh, good. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Hey, if you guys are able to, if you're on TikTok, if you're able to go onto YouTube and find me at Spencer Hoyt and then like my live, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that a lot. Your what is 13 inches wide? Your fan? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Your TV, your fan is 13 inches wide. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Your fan? Jeez, that's crazy. I need to get a bigger fan then, obviously, because mine's not nearly that big. Not gonna lie. It's not big enough. How was everyone's day today? Also, I'm curious where everyone's coming from because I got people on TikTok and then I got people on YouTube. So if you could comment where you're from. Hi, Sammy. How are you? Hi, Amanda. If you could just comment where you're from, I would love to know where you guys are from. What's up, Oreo the bunny? Your username is freaking sick. It's awesome. I'm just like envisioning an Oreo and a bunny intermixed. The TikTok live wouldn't load. Let me see. Hold on, guys. I'm going to try to start this over. Give me just a second. Okay, let's see if we can get this to load. Oh, for real? So his name's Oreo. That's pretty impressive, not gonna lie. All right, let's see if I can get this to work better. Give me just a second. How long have you had Oreo? Oreo the bunny. Okay, let's see if I can get TikTok back up and loaded. Come on. Okay, let's see if that works. You've had him since February? No way. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Yep. Yeah, so I'm live on TikTok and YouTube. I'm going to try to start doing these more often just because I think it's a really easy way to help people and answer a lot of people's questions. And so if you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and comment down below, either on TikTok or on YouTube, and I will do my best to answer them. I'd love if we could kind of keep the topic about mental health as a whole, but if you have any questions for me in general, you're more than welcome to ask them. What's up, TikTok? He's a free roam in my house. What? I want a bunny. That sounds lit. Sounds like so much fun. I'm not gonna lie. Also, if you're on YouTube here, if you could like this live stream, that would be great. It just helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So if you could like it, that would be amazing. When are we gonna become friends? I don't know. You tell me. I thought we already were friends. Hey, what's up? Already did. Thank you, Vasily. Thank you, Orange. You're the best. I appreciate it a lot. Let me make sure to follow you. Okay, I'm already following you. Perfect. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much for all your help and guidance through my PTSD and depression. Of course, I'm glad I could. I'm glad I could help in some way. That really means a lot to me. If you guys are just getting in on TikTok, I am currently live on YouTube as well. And so if you go on YouTube, and type in my name, Spencer Hoyt, and go and like this live feed, that would be great. Am I Greek? I am not Greek. How do you pronounce it? Vasily? 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 I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. I've got really bad social anxiety. I don't know how to handle this at school. School puts me in a pretty dark place and nobody seems to understand. I don't know what to do. So for me, to be perfectly honest, growing up, I didn't specifically deal with a lot of anxiety or really sort of any sort of mental health challenges growing up in high school. But from what I've experienced in dealing with my mental health problems since joining the military. Um, I would just do your best to know yourself well enough to know your different triggers. If, for instance, if certain things are very triggering for you when it comes to your anxiety, I would suggest making a list of those things and watching out for those things. And if you realize that you're being triggered, um, do your best to remove yourself from that sort of situation, um, which I know can be really hard, especially when it comes to like public school or school in general. But I think being able to kind of help yourself in that way really can help you a lot, just because if you know yourself well enough, I feel like you're going to be able to avoid a lot of different situations that might otherwise be very difficult for you, if that makes sense. And a lot of the time, so I go to college right now. Um, Sorry, give me just a second. TB Purple. What are some of your favorite grounding techniques when in public? How long are you gonna be live on YouTube for? So I'm gonna be live on YouTube for probably the next like 30 minutes. And so if you guys could um, go on YouTube, type in my name, Spencer Hoyt, and then view me on YouTube and like my video, that would really mean a lot to me, just because it helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Um, so a lot of the grounding techniques that I use, as far as, yeah, of course, Oreo. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Something that I use quite a bit, especially when I'm in public, is breathing technique can work pretty well, but something that I use a ton actually is music. I feel like for me personally, music is extremely grounding in a lot of different ways. And so a lot of the time, I'll carry headphones with me pretty much wherever I go. Thank you, Casey. Um, and if I feel like, if I feel like I'm being triggered or having a hard, in some sort of hard situation or whatnot, then I can just pop in my headphones, kind of go to a different place with my music, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm sorry, Match. That sucks. Thank you for following me. Thank you, hey. Um, so when it comes to parents, um, when it comes to parents that don't believe, actually, sorry, we're gonna stick with the music real quick. So the type of music that for me, I personally listen to, I'll listen to kind of some chill rock. Um, Usually, sometimes I'll listen to like some like dubstep or something like that. Something that's a little bit more chill, not necessarily something that's like intense. Because I listen to a lot of like heavy like metal and stuff like that, and have found that in certain situations that's not always the best um, genre of music to listen to when it comes to trying to ground myself like in a public place. Thank you, Match. Um, and so what I was seeing when it comes to parents is it's hard because a lot of the people in the older generations, people who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, don't necessarily believe in mental health challenges, just because one, it's something they really don't know anything about. Um, and I feel like for them, it's kind of daunting to try to even want to understand. And so a lot of adults just say, "Oh, it's not real," and they pretty much force themselves to not accept or even try to believe that it's something that is real, just because they have such a hard time understanding that it actually is a real thing, if that makes sense. And so my suggestion would to be do your best to be patient with your parents or your friends or whoever it is that might not, you know, whoever it is that might not really believe in what you're dealing with. Just because, if you put yourself in their shoes, it's very, very difficult to understand something that you've never felt before. For instance, I personally have dealt with a number of mental illness challenges, but I've never dealt with, um, let me think. There's like certain different types of mental illnesses that I've never experienced before, and so it's very difficult for me to empathize or to sympathize with someone who has those specific problems because I've never felt them before. Whereas if I'm talking to someone who has anxiety or borderline personality disorder, or it's very easy for me to relate to that person because I have been able to, um, I've experienced all that. I've gone through all that. Um, and so I think when it comes to parents, like I said, be patient. It's really frustrating when people don't understand just because they've never been in, they don't think it's real, and they don't necessarily even want to believe that it's real, if that makes sense. And so just try to put yourself in other people's shoes. Um, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on other people. It's just people fear what they don't understand. And so it's it's really hard to kind of change people's minds, especially when they are in a very, you know, are in like a very like set place, if that makes sense. So I hope that kind of helps, Oreo. I know that's super difficult to do, just because we want everyone to know how much we're struggling. We want our parents to know that the problems that we have are maybe because of them or because of how they treated us and such. But a lot of people, they, especially when as you get older, they're very set in their ways. And so it's very hard for people to accept either what they've done or things that they don't believe are, you know, things of their fault, if that makes sense. Um, so I hope that helped. Um, Good, Taylor. I'm glad. My father thought it wasn't real until I ended up hospitalized so many times. Yeah, that's really hard. That's kind of how it was for me too. Like I didn't really tell my parents, how like hard it was until basically until I like attempted suicide, you know. And so and that was kind of a wake up call for me and then for my parents as well, who were extremely, um, I was blessed that my parents were extremely supportive of all of it. There's not a lot of people who can say that their parents or their loved ones support them in these hard trials. So also, so I might not catch all the questions, all the comments, and everything. And so if you see someone who has a question or a comment and you can help them in any way, if you could just comment, that would be amazing. Just because I want to create a safe space for you guys to be able to express yourself in any way that any way that you believe will help, if that makes sense. Hi, Megan. I'm actually doing really well today. Thank you for asking. It's been a pretty good day. So yeah, no, it definitely helps when your parents are very supportive as well. So all the people on TikTok, if you guys could do me a favor and go to YouTube and type in my name, Spencer Hoyt, Hoyt, and like my live feed on YouTube and or watch it from YouTube, just because it really helps me a lot, with the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel right now and trying to transfer over a lot of people from TikTok over to YouTube, just because I don't know exactly what's going to be happening with TikTok in the future, if that makes sense. So if you guys could go onto YouTube, type in my name, Spencer Hoyt, and follow my live and like it, that would be amazing. I really appreciate that a lot. My date. So my date was yesterday. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see her tonight. Thank you so much. I'm originally from California, but right now I live in the state of Utah, and I'm going to school in the state of Utah. Thank you. I'm trying to inspire other people. I really appreciate that a lot. Um, let's see, any other questions? And again, if you guys come to YouTube, if you could just like it, if you could like this live feed, that would really help me out a lot. Yeah, I remember Oreo. Hi. Thank you, Ava. Appreciate that. You're from Utah? No way. That's sick. That's awesome. Yeah, Utah is a nice place. Um, you have a YouTube channel? No way. That's awesome. Hello. All those hot 18 plus Mormon guys. Yeah. Hi, Amber. How are you? The Dally family, and thank you. And yeah, I agree. Thank you, Courtney. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how to like this video. I think if you just press, there should just be a little thumbs up somewhere. Right now it says 12 likes and 19 people are on with us. So, but I appreciate you switching over to YouTube. That really helps me out a lot. I have driven on the salt flats. The salt flats is pretty fun. And I've actually eaten salt raw off the salt flats. So that was not that fun, but still crazy. What's up from Haiti, from Vancouver? Thank you, Ava. Good, I'm glad. If you're on the chat, then click the X and then press the like button. Oh, okay, cool, sweet. That's your dream? Sorry, what's your dream? Hey, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot to me. So I'm originally from California. I'm living in the state of Utah. I'm going to school here. I was in the Utah National Guard for like 4 years, 5 years, and I just got out. Hey, from Arkansas, Arkansas, driving on the salt flats. Oh, that's your dream to drive on the salt flats? Do it. It's pretty sweet, not gonna lie. Oh no way, you're from Texas? Connecticut, nice. Yeah, if you could comment where you're from, that would be awesome. I'd love to see where people are from. Philadelphia, Iowa. Oh, thank you, B24. Um, you're from Provo, Utah, but live in Salinas. Nice. From Florida. From, I think that's Australian flag. Texas. Colorado, GA, Florida, St. Louis. From MA, but military brought me to North Carolina. Are you in the military, Courtney? So I am currently studying athletic training. Am I? What's up? A from LA, from Florida, California. Or in the Marine Corps. Nice. That's awesome. Palm Beach, Florida. I've actually never been to Florida. I've always really wanted to go to Florida. Hi Bree. I'm from California, but I live in Utah right now. And I would love to be a personal trainer. That'd be pretty awesome. Hell yeah. Army vet, 5 years, active duty, 6 years, working at Delta Force as government civilian. Damn. I bet 99% of the people on here don't even know what Delta Force is. That's awesome. Good for you, Courtney. That's amazing. From Maui, Hawaii. Hi. Florida's okay, really humid. What is my career goal? Thank you, Bree. Um, my career goal, I actually really want to be a motivational speaker someday. That is my dream. School starts this next week. I have never been to New Hampshire. Nope. Clearfield, Utah over here. How close is Clearfield to Ephraim? Oh, nice, Kelly. That's awesome. You'll have to tell me how that goes. I've never done that before. Ketamine treatments for depression. I'm not sure if I've ever done that, to be honest, or heard of that. That sounds awesome, though. Um, Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Ashes. What's up? In the Navy base? No way. That's sick. So I am 23 years old. I turned 24 on January 2nd. So, um, journalism would be cool. You guys have any more questions for me? Wow, I've already been on for 30 minutes. It's crazy. Yeah, no, I totally get that, Courtney. It's crazy because like once you try like committing suicide once, it's like your body wants to finish it. And so like there's never a day that goes by that I don't think about, trying again. So I totally get that, but I'm glad you're still here. That's amazing. The poster in the background, right here on TikTok and right here on. So that is a poster for a band called Thousand Below. They're like a rock band. I love them. I've seen them live a couple times. My second favorite superhero? Ooh. Good or bad? Well, I'm glad that I could help in some way, Courtney. Because yeah, I totally get how that is. Like once you try once, it's really hard to not try again. Oh, that's not too bad, Abby. 2 hours isn't far at all. Um, Food recovery. What type of recovery are you talking about? Thank you so much, Green. Um, yeah, I totally agree, Kelly. Um, Megan says, "Do you have any tips for starting a routine to help with the days there isn't much going on?" So that's hard, especially nowadays, because of the whole Corona and everything. A lot of time from Belgium. No way, that's amazing. A lot of time, we're stuck inside, and so I would just make a list, try to plan out your day every single day before the day before, so that you go into your new day with either a list of set tasks that you want to get done, or with a set schedule that you want to do every single day. Um, and that kind of just forces me like having something like written. in front of me with checkboxes makes it 100 times easier to be productive throughout the day. Even if you're like super depressed, you don't really even want to, you don't even want to be productive. Having a set list with boxes that you can check off makes it so much easier for you to be productive. In contrast of you not having anything written down and you're like, okay, well, I could do the laundry, I could take a shower, I could do this, that, blah, blah, blah. But if you make a set list, your mind is going to want to complete those set things, if that makes sense. Yes, I love Bring Me the Horizon. I'm sorry, it's not fun to be depressed. Yes, let's be friends. Thank you, Courtney. I really appreciate that. Um, Someone said, I've relapsed to self harm and am having issues stopping again. It's really hard to, once you relapse, to stay motivated to, you know, continue to do well, if that makes sense. Um, for instance, if I'm doing really well for 4 months, let's say, do I believe in God? Yes, I do. Um, if I'm doing really good for 4 months and then out of nowhere I have, a slip up where I self harm, it's really easy for me to be like, okay, well, I already messed up once. I might as well just cut today, might as well cut tomorrow, might as well, and I keep making these excuses, if that makes sense. I keep justifying. And so I would just, do your best to, when you mess up, when you self harm or do whatever it is you do that you're trying not to do, just give yourself a break. We're not all perfect. I mean, I've been like 4 or 5 months self harm free, but I've been super close almost every single day for months and months, you know. Um, it's it's hard not to get discouraged once you stop, start, and then want to keep going, if that makes sense. Um, so I would just say, just do your best to just try to stay motivated. You know, Christine Wood said the rubber band is what helped me. Yeah, that's why I have this little guy right here, this little hair tie or whatever it is. And throughout the day, if I'm having a hard day, just snap it a couple times. Helps me quite a bit. Um, so uh, thank you, Courtney, for reaching out to other people. It really means a lot. Yeah. So Vanessa says it's really hard when you feel so low that you want to self harm, and then you do self harm, and then you feel that high, and then later, after the pain wears away and the adrenaline's gone, you feel like worthless again. Um, I definitely can relate to that. It's self harm is a very vicious cycle that a lot of people don't really truly understand about, I think. Um, and so I think, just like how I was talking about before, if you do your best to, you know, kind of watch out for situations and kind of see beforehand and be self aware of what makes you want to self harm before it happens, you can do a better job of preparing yourself mentally and basically getting rid of those urges before they get too strong, if that makes sense. What helps me is getting tattoos. I know everyone isn't the same, but it helps me not want to ruin anything that I get done, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense, Brianna. Um, I am actually eventually going to get a sleeve on my left arm. Also, thank you very much, Crystal. Um, just because I have quite a few scars on my left arm, and so I don't think I'm going to get all of them covered up, but I want to get most of my left arm done so that I don't have a ton of um, temptation to want to ruin that ink. If that makes sense. So I think tattoos can be a great way to help yourself. If that makes sense. Ice is a great way to help as well. Um, yeah, needles are definitely scary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Nirvana. Imperfection is beauty. That is true. I Someone on YouTube said I tend to make a marker or eyeliner and draw where I'd want to harm to have that motion without hurting myself. Yeah, I that's also um, something that I've heard as well. That works really well for some people. For some people, it doesn't work as well, but for some people, that works really well. Is using like a permanent marker or a pen or something and kind of just drawing where you want to either cut or burn or whatever it is. Stab your hand with a pen. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, it's really hard dealing with the judgment from other people. Thank you, Alex. What do I do when I'm feeling really low and I'm trying to find peace? For me personally, I take a day or an hour or 10 minutes, whatever it is, however much time you have to kind of just stop, think about what you want in life, and make sure that the goals that you have are aligned with what you want, if that makes sense. And then finding your own personal motivation. Someone said I'm only human tattooed on my right wrist where I harm the most, and it discouraged me from relapsing, and reminds me that I'm only human and not perfect. I love that. That is a great example of a great tattoo that you get that is very meaningful and can help you quite a bit. Um, oh, thank you, Emmy. Also, so I don't know if you guys know, those of you on TikTok, but I'm actually also on YouTube right now. And so if you guys could go to YouTube and look up Spencer Hoyt and follow and like my live right now, that would really help me out a lot with the TikTok algorithm. Um, I'm just trying to grow my YouTube channel right now just so I can have spread more awareness and help a lot more people out. So if you could go onto YouTube and just type in my name, Spencer Hoyt, let me know that you're here in the chat. And then if you could like the video, that would be amazing. So you guys are the best. Yeah, getting blood drawn on the days that you feel like cutting is hard, definitely. Thank you so much, Hales. Oh, you're deaf? How about that? Yeah. Hold on just a sec. Someone in my chat is deaf. So I'm going to write her. Where is the Sorry, guys. Give me just a second. I'm writing someone who is on our page who is deaf. I just want to make sure that she has a good experience. So, but yeah, getting your blood drawn is definitely very difficult, especially if it's, if it's a day that you really want to self-harm. So, can you guys hear me on TikTok? For some reason, it's not working super well on TikTok. So we might have to say goodbye for now. Also, I breathe really loud. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Abby. I really appreciate it a lot. Okay. Came over from TikTok. Oh, thank you so much, Fields Violet. Come over to YouTube. At Spencer Hoyt. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can end this really quick. Oh, thank you so much, Megan. Yeah, self-harm is really hard. I know. I've struggled with it for like 4 or 5 years now, so I 100% get it. Totally. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, so I'm gonna go live on TikTok again. If you guys haven't already liked my YouTube live, if you could like it, that would be amazing. It just helps me with the TikTok algorithm and spread awareness. I started my live again on TikTok, so I'm hoping that ramps up. I'm gonna stay on here for like 15 more minutes because I've already been on the live for YouTube for about 43 minutes. So if you guys have any questions for me, seriously, ask me any questions you have. I'm gonna be on here for like 17 more minutes. So I'm sorry, Megan. Yeah, I know. There was a lot of comments going through on TikTok. Questions: Are you in recovery for drugs or alcohol? Do you ever go to groups for your self harm? So actually, I am blessed to not have any problems with alcohol or any sort of drugs. It has been extremely tempting to get into drugs and alcohol simply because of everything that I've been through. But me knowing myself, I never let myself simply because I have a very addictive personality. And so I've never had to deal with drug or alcohol addiction. The only thing I've really dealt with as far as addiction goes is self-harm addiction. I've never been to a group for self-harm, but I think they should have more of those. Any advice on how to help a friend who has scars? She always gets down about them, but I don't know how to console her about it. Alex, that is something that's really difficult because for someone who has had a number of scars and self-harms for a number of years, it is extremely, extremely difficult to put yourself out there in a way that shows other people that you have struggled, you still struggle, or have struggled in the past. And so for me personally, I started basically not hiding my scars when I realized that I didn't want to feel like I had to hide from people anymore, if that makes sense. And so I started going to the gym when I had pretty fat, fresh self-harm wounds, and I would get tons of people asking me about it constantly. And um, but once I realized that I was able to kind of just like own up to the fact that I had this addiction, I had this problem, I was able to find more peace for myself and build my confidence and basically just start caring about my own opinion self rather than others people's opinions, if that makes sense. um yes, I am doing really good. I am okay, thank you for asking. So I hope that helps. So just encourage her to, you know it's really hard to put yourself out there, but just be there for her. Don't push her in any way, shape, or form. People who are going to, eventually show themselves to other people as far as like scars go and stuff are going to do it like in their own time. It's not something you could ever push someone to do simply because that's just gonna have a negative effect on them. Um, but I'm the MTV girl. We'll do some amazing work between our platforms. Would I be interested? Yes, I would love that, Lexi. That would be great. If you could uh, comment on my latest YouTube video, and I will talk to you on there. One of the people said, "How would you recommend reaching out to someone for help when you have no idea why you're feeling so depressed?" Hmm. Lexi, okay, I will get back to you. I apologize. I will get back to you about that. Um, I think the first step to for helping yourself when it comes to letting someone know that you're extremely depressed and you don't even know why is to first figure out, one, try your best to figure out why you're depressed. And if you can figure out a way to counteract that, if that makes sense. Um, and then second, once you and if you can't figure out, why you're depressed, then that's a great. Um, I would personally suggest trying and seeing a counselor, maybe trying medication. Sometimes depression, anxiety is just due to a chemical imbalance within our brains. And so um, I know how hard it can be to go to people, especially when you don't necessarily know why or how you're depressed. Um, I'm sorry, Charisse Ford. I'm the same way. Um, Meds don't work. I disagree. Meds are a fine line. I personally take medication right now, and they have helped me tremendously. But on the other hand, when I first started taking medication, they made me super suicidal. So, different meds work for different people. You really have to like try a lot of different things to figure out what works for you. And that is like super hard because, there's going to be meds out there that make you feel worse. And so medication can be a huge um, trial by error, error by trial, until you find the exact right medication that works for you, if that makes sense. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's a good time to get off the medication as well. 2020 Top Gun asked, "What do you tell people when they ask about your self-harm scars?" So, I'm 23 years old. Um, this one's really hard because when I first started self-harming, I didn't want anyone to know. I was super paranoid about people asking me where I'd gotten scars. Um, And whenever someone would ask me about it, I would lie to them or I would make a joke about it. But eventually, I kind of just summoned the courage to tell people the truth. And this is really hard because when you tell someone, that your scars are from self harm, a lot of the time they won't even know what that is. A lot of the time, people will be like, huh? They'll be like, what? And then, like, you have to be like, oh, I used to cut. And then when you tell them that, usually kind of rings a bell. And then they're like, oh, and then it's kind of like awkward and stuff. But I've found that when you own up to your own problems, your confidence goes extremely high. Um, and I've found that as I've told people more and more the truth of, where my scars have come from, um, that I've just been able to gain so much more confidence in myself. It's honestly made all the difference. Um, Also, if you guys are on TikTok, if you could go onto YouTube, I'm doing a live stream on YouTube right now as well. Right now, I have 13 people on YouTube and 30 likes. If you could switch over to YouTube and give me a like, just so I can, help grow my YouTube channel, help spread awareness, that would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it a lot. So just go to YouTube, type in Spencer Hoyt, and I would love if you guys could support me on YouTube as well. That would be amazing. How do you explain to your friends that you're feeling down without them just saying you're fine? Like I talked about before, a lot of people are not going to understand it. A lot of people are not going to understand that mental illness is a real thing. Um, and so for the people who just tell you, "Oh, you're fine," these people have probably never experienced any sort of mental illness before, or have never actually, like, pretty much accepted the fact that they have a mental illness, if that makes sense. And so for these people, it's extremely difficult to, let these people know that, I'm really struggling, right? Like, and so at that point, I would just say either keep on trying with them. And if they're still super, super stubborn, they don't want to help you in any way, shape, or form, they don't believe you, then maybe it's time to either look for different friends or to start paying attention to yourself and start helping yourself more. If that makes sense. Um, yes, it is very difficult to tell people. Thank you. Yeah, of course. I'm glad I could be there for you guys in any way that I can. I can only do so much, but I'm glad that I can, do something. You just cut off all your social media. Yeah, like social media can be pretty toxic, not gonna lie. I totally get that. Also, if you're on the live, if you could like this live, there should be a little like button or something rather. That would be amazing just for the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate that a lot. Um, Ella, girl tings. Are you trying to talk to someone? Thank you, Megan. I really appreciate that. All right, guys, we got 5 more minutes. Like I said before, I really would appreciate if you liked my video on YouTube, my live, just so we can help spread more awareness. Um, Thank you, Samantha. I'm really glad I could help some way. Hi, Rebecca. I got such a goofy smile. Thank you, Suzanne. I really appreciate that a lot. Amanda, thank you. Um, so yeah, like I said, I only have a couple more minutes, like 3 more minutes, just because I got a shower and stuff from getting home from the gym. But if you guys have any more questions, let me know. So someone said, what would be your advice if it's your parents and they don't believe in mental illness? So talked about a little bit earlier on the live today. And this is something that is very difficult to get past because a lot of parents, a lot of people who are a little bit older, not even necessarily older, people who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s don't have a lot of experience with mental health problems or mental illness as a whole just because it's a new thing. It wasn't relevant, 30, 40 years ago. Mental illness was a thing, but it wasn't as well known as it is now. And so they either might not believe that it's a real thing or they might not want to believe that it's a real thing. And so just do your best to be patient with your parents. Try to let them know how you feel, but also know what it's like to be in their shoes, if that makes sense. Because they don't, they fear what they don't understand, right? And they've probably never experienced any sort of the problems that you have. And so it's very difficult for someone that has never experienced any of the problems that you've had to completely empathize or want to sympathize with someone that has had those same problems. And so just do your best to be patient with them. Do your best to get some counseling, possibly medication. Um, Try not to get too angry with them, even though I know it's extremely frustrating. But that would be my advice to you. Thank you, Courtney. Um, yeah, I totally get that. AZ. Thank you, Samantha. So yeah, so we're gonna good. I'm glad, Margaret. That's awesome. Yeah, usually if you're in school, they have a lot of resources. Just don't be afraid to ask people for help. And if you go to someone and you ask for help and they give you the cold shoulder, that's okay. Like that person probably doesn't have a lot of experience with any sort of mental health problems. You just have to realize, okay, like this person has never experienced this before, so I need to try to find someone else who has had experience with this, if that makes sense. So don't give up when it comes to trying to get help from other people. Like if you go to one person and they don't want to help, that's totally normal. That's happened to me on many, many different occasions. So don't give up when you go to the first person. When you go to the second person, they don't want to help you. Keep trying. And even if the only person that can help you is yourself, set new goals, do your very best, keep trying. It'll get better. It'll probably get worse before it gets better, but it'll get better. If you guys are on TikTok right now, so I am on YouTube right now. If you could go on YouTube and just type in Spencer Hoyt, there should be a live on YouTube. Um, if I could get a like from you guys for my live video, that would be amazing. I'm just trying to raise more awareness and try to build up my YouTube so I can help more people, if that makes sense. Um, is YouTube better to talk to me? Yes, yeah, YouTube is better to talk to me. So if you have questions, go to my videos and comment on one of my videos, and I'm a lot better at getting to comments on my YouTube videos right now, just because I get a ton of comments on my TikTok videos, and it's hard to get to all of them. So yes, do your best to comment on my YouTube stuff, and that would be amazing. But yeah, if you haven't liked my YouTube live video yet, if you could like it, that would mean the world to me. You guys are the best. I'm gonna try to be doing these live streams maybe like 2-3 times a week. I will try to put it on my social media. Hi, yes. I will try to put it on my social media a couple hours in advance, or hopefully a day in advance, and let you know exactly when my next live is going to be. Thank you, Yez. Yeah, if you could like it, if you could like this video, that would be amazing. So I'm just gonna end this on TikTok. Hello. Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. I'm peacing out. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.